for any questions as well. And but first and foremost, I think we can now kickstart. Just a bit of a housekeeping, as you may see on the screen. Please mute yourself when you're not speaking, but if you have any question, please feel free to use the chat box to type your questions or any problems that you have. We'll have a team to collect all of those questions. We will then provide the answers during the call and also publish the answer online as well. So yeah, that will be done from our side. Last but not least, as you saw just now, the pop-up notification, please note that this webinar is being recorded and it will be shared on WeForever website as well. So if you're not comfortable with that, please let us know. Yeah, and you can also review the recording online. All right, I think we see if some additional participant. So either Ad or Satak, please continue to admit people in. All right, without further ado, I think we can start. So thank you for joining us today. There'll be a few things that we discussed today. The first one is a bit of the introduction about WeForever, especially the WeForever hub in South and Southeast Asia. The second one is the introduction about our open call for innovation. And then just a quick guideline how you submit your concept note. And last but not least, we will just open the floor for any questions that you may have. So without further ado, I'll just kickstart the presentation. So WeForever is the multi-donor funded program. And basically we have quite a few donors from the Germany government through BMZ, the European Union, the government of the Netherlands, the Norwegian Agency for Development, or NORAD, and from the SIDA side, from the government of Sweden, and of course, USAID. And for WeForever South and Southeast Asia, it is managed by USAID, meaning that if you are selected to sign and we sign a contract with you, all of the regulations and requirements will be the template of USAID, meaning that you follow the guidelines and regulation of USAID for South and Southeast Asia. Now, these are the impacts that we want to do. The next question you may have, like what we are doing and what are we prioritizing at WeForever. So the impacts that we want to create is to promote the innovation that help producing more food while using less energy or less water, or producing or processing more food while using more renewable energies. So this is the key concept and the key technology that we want to work with. At the same time, while we are promoting the technology to produce more food or process more food, along the way, we want to support the people at the base of the pyramid as well. So people who live below the national poverty line, and hopefully they will have higher income because of the technology or because of the innovation that our startups has been implementing on the ground. And we promote gender equality within our hub as well. And therefore, there are some technical assistance specifically to help people at the base of the pyramid and to help women in the region. Last but not least, we work on ESG element as well, especially on climate change, biodiversity, and even climate adaptation. We also focus a lot more in terms of biodiversity and water usage in the past. So therefore, if you have an innovation that can benefit, that can conserve more biodiversity, that can be something that we are very interested to have within the cohort as well. So this is a bit about the impact that we want to create. At the hub, what are the targets? So the first target that we want to achieve is to onboard 40 innovators across the region. We have already onboarded 32, and we are about to onboard 8 more in the next in this quarter. So therefore, this is a perfect timing for you to submit your concept note and for you to submit your application, because the longer you wait, to be frank with you, the less money that we have for you to get the grant, and the more likely that we might need to allocate that fund for someone else. So that is the first target. We need to onboard and support at least 40 innovators across the region. Secondly, we also want to help improving the livelihood of at least 1 million smallholder farmers, including 250 women. I'm very happy to tell you that we have already achieved this goal. So within just 3 years, 4 years, we have already supported more than 1 million smallholder farmers, and more than, in fact, 300,000 of that are women. The third target is investment. So we help the innovator to raise fund as well. And when we talk about investment, it's not only grant. The investment in this sense refer to at-risk investment. So it can be equity, it can be loan, it can be convertible notes, it can be any form of at-risk investment. The target is at 20 million. However, I'm happy to inform you as well that our startups have already closed more than 131 million in the past 3 years. So in addition to the technical assistance, in addition to the grant that you receive, investment support, investment advisor support can be another technical assistance that you can receive as well, along with gender, ESG, and BOP support. Now, on the left, you will see the little map there. These are the countries that we are operating in. We operate in 15 countries across South and Southeast Asia. And you will see in a minute where are our innovators. And with that said, we have already onboard a lot of the innovators, but moving on to the next slide, you will see that we don't have, there are a few countries that we don't have innovators yet. For example, the country like the Philippines, Bhutan, Laos, Sri Lanka, even Timor-Leste. If you are from this country, please feel free to apply, because we definitely want to onboard the innovators from all of these countries. And if you're from other countries like India, Nepal, Bangladesh, Thailand, Myanmar, Cambodia, Indonesia, Vietnam, this is a perfect chance for you to apply as well, because you will not only be able to receive the support from us, but as we have already onboarded someone before you, we will be more than happy to connect you with them as well. So you get connected with all of these amazing innovators, and they can eventually support you on at many levels beyond the hub, beyond us ourselves. There are many incidents in the past that our innovator continue to support each other even after the program is ended. So so please feel free to submit and apply and become part of our cohort. Last but not least, now I want to talk a bit about the support that we provide. As you might have already seen in the previous slide, one of the key thing is a technical assistant. This is the key services that we provide to you for free. We have already provided more than 70 technical assistants, and that cover anything that will help you scale. For example, if you come to us and say you don't know how to develop a good pitching deck, you don't know how to do the outreach to the smallholder farmers, you don't know how to do more to integrate women into the value chain, or you are not investment ready, you want someone to help you with that, we are here to help. This is the first and the key services that we provide to you. The second one is the brokering unit. On the far right, that's what you see. This is the service that we provide to help you get more at-risk investment. We help the whole stream from finding you the right investor to preparing your financial modeling and more. So if you are in the process of raising fund, this can be another support that we provide as well. Last but not least, we work on enabling environment as well. And if you want to, for example, want to expand to a new country, you don't know who to talk to, you don't know who are the partners that you wanted to be connected to, you can let us know if you're onboarded, and then we will be able to introduce you to someone as well. Or if there are some policies that you think we need to do a bit more of the policy advocacy work, we can do that as well. Last but not least, one thing that we found is that a lot of time, the farmers find it difficult for them to acquire or adopt new technology because of the upfront cost, which is high. So another area that we plan to do more going forward is to work on end user financing. First, basically, how can we allow the farmers to adopt this new and sustainable technology without paying a lot of upfront costs, because it's less affordable for them. So we'll work a lot more in end user financing going forward as well. The last thing before I open the floor to every one of you is the open call for innovation. So to do all of that and to onboard a lot more, to onboard at least 8 more innovators, we are now open the call for innovation at this moment. It is good to note that while the name says open, that means we open the call for, like on the rolling basis. In practice, as you may guess, we have limited grant amount. So therefore, the sooner you apply, the higher chance that we have some money left to give you a bit of the grant. Of course, even though we don't have any money left, we can still give you a technical assistant. But if you want some part of the matching grant, I would strongly encourage you to submit your application as soon as possible. We will evaluate the result and evaluate the concept note every month. So the round for this month will be closed at beginning next week. So if you can submit, if you want to be included in this round, I will strongly encourage you to submit the concept note by end of this week or end of this weekend. It will take you just less than an hour if you have all information on hand. Within an hour, you can submit the concept note right away. It won't take long, and it's very easy for you to do so. So this would just give you a chance to be evaluated within this round. So moving next to the open call for innovation. So, and I think the key emphasizes can be given to the one below about the grant award. So I think that would be the key question that everyone can ask. For this open call for innovation, we can give the grant up to 200,000 USD. And the reason I say up to is because there are a lot of factors that we take into account when we determine how much we can give to each innovator, from the country they're registered, from the number of impacts that they can create it, and so on and so forth. But the highest that we gave is 200,000, and we did give 200 to a few innovators already in the past. And the reason we mention it as the matching grant is because once you receive the grant, you are required to match it on the one-to-one basis, meaning every $1 that you receive the grant, you need to commit and contribute $1 as well. And one-to-one is the minimum. In most of the case, the ratio is higher. For example, our $1 might unlock maybe $2-3 from your end. And the contribution of the matching is not necessary only be contributed in terms of cash. So it can be in kind as well. For example, the rental fees, or you hire a new person, that can also be included as and counted as the matching capital as well. So this is the bit of information about the grant. Last but not least, I want to mention about the period of performance. As you may know and you've seen on the website, We4F will be ended in 2025. That means every contract will be ended in March 2025. So therefore, in the application, in the concept note, or in the full proposal, when you are asked about a target, please bear in mind that the period of performance is only until March 2025. So this is the time frame of the grant period. Now, next we'll talk about the process. So the process of the OCFI is very simple. So the first step is for you to read the solicitation document, and I think we have just shared that in the chat box. So you can go to the chat box. You will see that Sathak just shared our website and also the solicitation document. Please just read through the document. It will give you all information about this call, and you will also see the list of the questions in the concept note as well. If you read through the solicitation and you say, this is a perfect fit, then I would encourage you to spend an hour, if not less, to submit your concept note. And once you submit your concept note, we will evaluate the concept note first. And let's say if you pass the concept note stage, we will invite you to submit the full proposal. The reason we break it down into 2 steps is because we don't want you to spend a lot of time completing the full proposal, and eventually we found out that we are not the right fit for you, or you're not the right fit for us. So only if we think that you can be a good fit for We4F, we would then invite you to submit the full proposal, and you will take a few hours to complete the full proposal because it will be a pretty long survey. But for concept note, it'll take less than an hour if you have all information on hand. After the full proposal, let's say that everything is positive, you're selected. We'll then start the onboarding process. We'll work on the grant agreement, we'll work on the acceleration work plan, and so on and so forth. We'll then submit to USAID for their approval, and then we'll start to onboard you right after. And as you can see, there'll be 2 types of the innovators. One will receive only TA, and the second one will receive TA and the matching grant. And as you may guess, if you are onboarded as part of the We4F cohort, you will always get at least 1 technical assistant. So every single one will receive technical assistant. The only difference is the grant. You have a chance to choose if you want a grant or not. If you don't want to have a grant, that is fine as well. And we can work just to provide the free technical assistant to you as you requested as well. So this is the overall process. Next is a type of the innovator who we supported. So we would like to support the innovator with a clear link to We4F. So basically, the innovation that help producing or processing more food while using less energy or less water. And you should also have at least 1,000 end users. If the cost of your innovation is more than 100 USD, and you should also have more than 5,000 end users if the cost of your innovation is less than 100 USD. And you might ask, if you have less end users, can you still apply? I would strongly recommend to still submit your concept note because there might be some other targets that you can contribute more, and that you might be from the countries that we don't have any representative, so we might be able to onboard you as well. Another thing to note is that when we refer when we talk about end users, it is not the customer. So let's say the number of end users that we talk about is the number of your customer multiplied by the family size. So for example, if the average family size in your country is 4, you only need to have 250 end users, 250 customer to be able to apply and submit your concept note. You can see all of those definitions in the solicitation document as well. Last but not least, we would love to work with the innovator who can demonstrate the affordability of your innovation and also who work with women and youth. So these are a few eligibility criteria that I want to mention. You see the full list of that in the solicitation as well. And on the right, you will see that there will be some criteria for us to not onboard anyone. For example, if your innovation is not linked to WeFref, of course, there's no chance that we can work with you. Not to say that your innovation is bad, but we might not be a good fit for each other. There might be some other program that might be a better fit for you than us. And another good thing to mention is that we cannot fund any infrastructure. So for example, if you plan to build something, that would be impossible for us to fund you. Pretty much the same, like we cannot work with a government entity as well. So because WeFref is also the government funded program, we cannot work with or give the grant to any government entity. With that said, we will be able to work with the government, but as a partner, but not the grantee and grantor. So these are a few criteria. If you want to see more information about the criteria, I would strongly encourage you to look at the solicitation. So I think that we have covered a bit of that as well in the previous slide. So just to summarize, that we work with whoever that can support the farmers to produce and process more food while using less energy and less water. And you don't need to be a private listed company. We are allowed to work with nonprofit organization as well, or even academia. If you are the spin-off from the academic institute, we're here for you as well, and we are allowed to work with you as well. So you will see in the next slide that we'll give you a bit of the example of the startups that we support. These are the 6 themes of innovation that we support. One is any innovation that help you produce more food while using less water. The second one is like the efficient use of water. For example, you have a dripping system or sustainable solar power, like sustainable water management system. This is you'll be qualified. And the third one is sustainable use of water or energy for farm. For example, you have the system on solar power or sustainable irrigation system. You'll be able to apply and submit as well. The fourth one is energy innovation for food processing and logistics. So if you have any food processing technology that is using the sustainable energy like solar power or coal or biogas power, you can also apply to this program as well. And energy efficiency is there. And of course, last but not least, we work on food waste to energy as well. For example, if you turn food waste into energy, you will be a good fit for us as well. Now, in terms of the matching fund, I think we have only a few slides left. As I mentioned earlier, it's the one-to-one matching. So let's say if your total budget for the project is 200,000, we will be able to contribute and give the grant for 100,000. Another 100,000 must be from your pocket. So the one-to-one is the bare minimum of the matching funds that we require from you. The higher, the better, of course. So that is pretty much about matching fund. We have Mukesh, who is our grant and finance specialist with us today as well, who will also be with us during the Q&A session. So if you have any questions about matching fund, how you can use it, and so on and so forth, please type your question in the chat where Mukesh can also provide the response. Now, I think it is time to talk about the OCFI. And we will start with the evaluation. So as you will see in the next slide, this is the way we evaluate the concept note. So we look at your concept note and we evaluate based on 3 groups of criteria. One is innovation viability. Second is financial viability. And last but not least, the ESG element. And we give 35% of the weight for the innovation viability. So for example, like if your innovation is eligible, if your innovation is linked to WeFref and so on and so forth, do you have the valid end users, or you have, is your innovation is feasible to be implemented, is it innovative enough, and so on and so forth. We also assess your financial viability, and we give 30% to this element. So we look at your revenue model, we look at your business model, how much it costs, what is your margin, and so on and so forth, to make sure that your business is actually viable to in the market. Last but not least, we'll look at the gender, environment, and BOP impacts that you create as well. Now, the last thing I want to talk before I open the floor to everyone is the 3 steps process. So if you want to apply, you would just need to do these 3 steps. And as I told you, it's really easy. First, you need to go to our website, wefref.org/apply-SSEA. And once you're logged in, and Satak can also give you the link in the chat as well for you to apply. And once you click to that link, you will see the apply button. You click apply now, and you will see the first page of our application. And then you might need to change to the next slide. There we go. And here, what you will see is that it's the SurveyMonkey portal. So you can type in all of your information here. So once you type in here, it will take less than an hour for you to finish. And once you finish, you will see the confirmation page. And if you see the confirmation page, that also means that we have received your concept note. I also want to give a little tips because in the past, some applicants faced an issue with the online SurveyMonkey system, that the system just happened to freeze and they lost all of their response. So what will happen is that we will also provide you with the Word document that lists all of the questions that you will see online. We would recommend you to type all of your response in the Word document first and just copy and paste on SurveyMonkey. This will save you more time because now a lot of people can work on that questionnaire at the same time. And even if the system breaks down along the way, you have everything that you need in the Word document. You just need to copy and paste again. So these are the 3 steps. Go to a website, click apply now, fill out in the Word document, and then copy and paste on the SurveyMonkey. So that is it for our session today. Now I want to open the floor for anyone that have any questions. So I think we received a few questions as well in the chat box. And I would also want to invite Mukesh and Asmita if there's anything from you. If there's any question about grant management, Mukesh is here. Or if there's anything about technical assistant, Asmita is also here with us today. If you want to ask any question, please open your mic or raise your hand, or you can type in the chat box as well. I think the first question is about the template of the concept note. Thank you, Birbel. There's no template. It is an online application portal so that you can just click and fill out the form online and it will be submitted automatically. Let's talk on Michelle. The coconut shell bracket is surely one of the innovation that we support. We indeed have 2 innovators who work on like sustainable charcoal. One is in fact coconut shell briquette, So yes, this technology is eligible to apply. However, we cannot guarantee anything at this stage because we would love to see your concept node first. For example, how much end users have you have, how do you plan to scale, and so on and so forth. But technology-wise, this is eligible, and we would love to see your concept node, Synerdia. We have question from Hian Tran from I guess Vietnam. According to the evaluation, there's number of useful solutions. Save water. Yes, yeah, based on what you told, it seems like green carb can be the technology that you're working in can be a good fit as well because it helps producing and processing more food while using less water and energy. So at least from the technology standpoint, it is eligible. Digital solution, is it acceptable? The answer is yes. Digital solution is acceptable. For example, we have quite a few innovators in our cohort who are working on digital-based, digital-enabled agri-advisory service. So yes, you are sure that your innovation that you mentioned here is acceptable. The good thing about digital solution is that once you start to scale, it can be scaled easily. So I think that that's been one of the key benefit of digital solution that we saw. For more detail about concept node, you can look at the solicitation document. If you're interested, you can just apply as well. What is scaling referring to? For scaling, the scaling stage, let's simplify it. So basically, we are not allowed to support any startups or any innovator or any organization who are in the R&D stage, meaning that if your innovation is still in the lab and we are in the process of developing it, it is great that you are developing new technology. However, unfortunately, it is out of our scope for this program, for WeForEff program. So we are not allowed to support any innovation that is in the R&D stage. However, as long as you have already started selling the product, let's say you have 250 customer, you have 1,000 customer, you have many more customer along the line, you will now be eligible to apply. At WeForEff, as long as you have the minimum of, let's say, to be safe, 1,000 customer, you'll be safe to we are safe to say that you are in the scaling stage, at least for WeForEff standpoint. So how can you access the Word document? It will be sent to you soon after this, but you can also look at the solicitation document. The list of the questions is in that solicitation document as well. So it is the same as solicitation documents. So for Natskip, I think you attended our session yesterday as well, and thank you for joining us today. Yes, it is eligible because you process. The only thing that you might want to mention is how your innovation and how your process help reducing the use of energy or the use of water. So that would be something that I don't see here, but I assume that you're already working on it. So in the application, you might want to mention that too. We got a question from Vanessa, technology convert organic waste. Yes, organic waste into fertilizer, that is the technology that we can support as well. We have, I would say 2 or 3 innovators in our cohort who are working on this exact technology. So yes, it is the technology that we can work with and we can support. Can the matching fund be the existing fund invested? Yes, the matching fund can be the existing fund, but you need to make sure that this fund will be allocated for the We4F project. So you need to prove that this fund or this matching capital will be reallocated for this expansion under We4F program. Allowed to submit multiple concept note. You are allowed to submit multiple concept note. However, in the past, since the beginning, we would encourage you to submit only one concept note. It is good to note that if you have multiple innovations, you don't need to submit separate concept note for each innovation. You can just submit one concept note and mention all of your innovation under one concept note as well. The key benefit of mentioning a lot of innovations under the one concept note, because it will give the reviewer and the evaluator the full picture of your organization, and it can also give you a better chance to be accepted, because now the number of end users are going to be higher, and so on and so forth. So while you can't, there's no restriction. It is encouraged for you to submit only one. You can combine all of the information into one concept note. And yep. Concept note. Solar cell, solar dryer dome. Yes. Solar dryer dome can be funded. We have one startups who work on solar dryer dome as well. And if you ask about building something, if there will be construction, unfortunately, we cannot fund the construction or infrastructure. We can, however, fund the building of your dome. But if you construct anything, or if you build any infrastructure, unfortunately, that is something that we cannot fund. Is it possible to apply as consortium? Yes, Art has already provided the answer. You can you can submit as the consortium. And if 3 organizations join hand to submit as consortium, it is good to note that only one of you, and ideally the lead implementer, submit the application. So it's not required for all 3 of you to submit the application. Only one of you need to be. Is a matching gun can be form salary? Yes, it can be salary, or it can be, if it's going to be employment, you might need to employ someone new for this project. So in short, yes. You can submit for the Word document. It will be shared after this call. And Yogita, I understand that we have the email of everyone here. So what can happen is that we can send the Word documents to you as well, along with the link, so you can prepare your questions before submitting it online. Okay, integrated multi-tropic aquaculture. I'm definitely not an aquaculture expert, so I'm not sure if I can provide the answer right away to Lito. However, if your innovation help producing more aquaculture, producing more food while using less energy or less water, you surely qualify. So, but unfortunately, I'm not an expert in the field, so I'm not sure I can provide the yes/no response right now. But as long as it helps producing more food with using less energy or less water, it should be qualifying. You can use the grant for certification. but I need to invite Mukesh to provide clarity on that. Mukesh, can we use the grant for any clarification, certification like halal or GMP?
Probably if they want to use only for the purpose of certification, the answer is no. If these are the activities as a part of their program, then we can consider this.
So if this certification will help the innovator to scale, then it might be a yes. But if it's just certification, then it's a no. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Mukesh ji. All right, for organic reduced plastic waste, this might be a bit of the stretch because I'm not sure. One thing that you might need to prove is that how this technology will help reducing the use of energy or water. If you can prove that, then you might be eligible. But if it's not, I would say the chance might be lower, fortunately. For the solar system construction activity is that anything involved with construction is not eligible, but Mukesh, please feel free to come in.
Sorry, what's the question, Wes?
Can the grant be used to fund solar system construction activity? I understand that we cannot fund any construction activity.
We cannot fund. You are absolutely correct, sir.
Right. So we can fund something else of your project, but the construction part need to be from your own pocket, because the grant cannot be used for any construction or infrastructure. The peanut shell. So we got a question from Wenji about using the technology to turn peanut shell into something else, including energy and charcoal. Yes, I think from us, we treat it pretty much the same as the coconut charcoal. So I think it's pretty much the same. This should be eligible for our program. All right. Anything from anyone? Perfect. Thank you so much again. I think we're saving our time for like 10 minutes. So what will happen next? There'll be a few things that will happen after this. So we have already gotten your email. So we can send the recording of this session along with the the FAQ document, the link to the solicitation, and the link to application to you. And you can review the solicitation and also submit your concept note. If you want to be evaluated in this round, I would strongly encourage you to submit the concept note by this weekend. It will take you just less than an hour, I promise. It seems to be long, but it's not. So if you can spend an hour to submit concept note, it'd be very helpful. And then we look forward to receiving your concept note very soon. And if you have any questions, Sarthak has just shared the email of our country coordinator in each country. So if you are in India, you can email India or Nepal. You can email to Ashwini. If you are from the Philippines, you have the email of Dexter there. If you are from Indonesia, you can email Kunto. Or if you are from Bangladesh, Cambodia, Myanmar, and Vietnam, of course, you can see Thuyet's name is there. And please always feel free to email to Art as well if you're from Thailand or any other countries in South and Southeast Asia. Before we close the call, please use your phone to scan this QR code, and we would love to hear from you. How can we improve this Q&A session? And if you have any other question, please let us know in the call, in the form as well. And we look forward to receiving your concept note very soon. And good luck with your application, and have a good day.